Like you
You
can't
need
leave
a
the
name.
hospital until
Yeah,
you
you
have a
can't-
name. So you got to come up with a name.
You gotta come up with a name, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah,
That's funny.
I was like, give us 10 minutes. We'll come up with a name.
yeah.
If Mallory would have been a boy, she's gonna be named after the quarterback of Mizzou, but she was a girl, so
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
she's gonna be Chase.
We couldn't think of any boy names that we really liked, so
Neither
I
did
was,
we, yeah.
I was so glad, when we found
Glad
out
that
she
Hannah was a girl.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
wouldn't have been
Chase
not good.
Daniel. We're actually watching a Kansas game when she was born. We were watching the Orange Bowl. We got hosed out of that bowl game. God, I was bitter. But I
Cool story.
Man,
They
aren't
said-
you better?
I almost passed out when she had. That was so stressful. Dude, tell Brian be ready, man, because I almost passed out. That was intense.
You have a very low tolerance for medical intervention.
You're
though.
dang straight, man. They were
No.
bringing me ice because they were just trying to keep me vertical.
Oh, they were bringing you ice. I would have killed you.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy. I was like, it is. This is not what I signed up for. It's when we decided, I'm like, dude, we're not having another one. I told her, I was like, this is it. This is done.
Phil was probably like, "Can Mike leave?"
Yes.
Close
So he got out. It's just.
I don't know what the exact circumstances, but me and my mother-in-law were like in the room, and I remember we were like helping, and then like I just remember like my shoulder like hurt, and so did hers. So we were like, oh man, that was a lot of work, Like we gotta get our shoulders looked at, and Elizabeth
Yeah.
had nothing to do with us ever again.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
That's
Pam was
about
kind
right.
of ticked because the nurses started giving me a little attention because they for real thought I was going down. They were bringing me ice.
Oh
So I
my
was like,
gosh.
God, it's so hot in here, man. I feel like I'm going to pass out. They're like, don't pass out, Dad. It's like, you're almost there. Pam's like getting mad because they're telling me that. But I seriously, I thought I was either going to throw up or pass out or something, man. I was like, I can't handle all this. This
Oh,
is
my
stressful. It was
Well-
intense.
Brian's not the most medically inclined person either, so we'll see how this goes.
Oh,
So,
man.
Just
I'm
keep
just
them
telling
by
you, he
your
better.
head, by your shoulder.
Yeah.
That's what I was. I was up by her shoulder, but still, it was intense at the head.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't want to think about it again, man. That
What you could do is just he could just be in a different room and listen, and you can like have like a fat head of his face on the wall, so you can like,
Right.
see that he's there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
Wearing
funny.
all zoo gear. Yeah. I still have my shirt that I wore that night. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I remember it, man. That was better. It was the greatest night of my life. Like after it happened, it's the greatest thing ever, man. It's unbelievable. It's unreal.
But he almost passed out.
I did, but I was like, whew. When I got it, man, it was like crossing the finish line of a marathon. I'll tell you that much, man. It was like an adrenaline.
Yeah,
rush.
that's what it was like for you. Yeah.
Like you were cracking me up.
And like, the first person that she held, like, because they put her in the little the bed thing, it had like a little heater on it or something, and I stuck my finger in there, and she held my boom. She grabbed onto my finger with her little hand. I was like, that was like that was when I was like, I'm done. Like, I love this kid.
Yeah.
Greatest thing. All right, we should probably do a podcast. Hey,
Yeah.
Lisa,
Let's do it.
Margie.
Yeah,
and
now we're
her-
like all emotionally like wrecked.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are really, dude. This is the childbirthing podcast.
No.
Uh,
No.
Yes, we're giving rookie nightmares.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, Lisa's here and Rhonda Lee both contributed to the treat right here behind me.
Ah, that's awesome.
I know, isn't it? The Bama / Nova Scotia tree. Oh, and Taco Bell. Dude, that's a great combo right there. Nova Scotia Taco Bell and Roll Tide. All right, what number is this one?
I don't know. It's a number.
It says on the bottom. Hang on, here it comes.
2210.
You can already see it. I can't see it. How do you
I
see
see
it?
I saw it too.
2210.
Really? I can't see it yet. I'll trust you. Okay, 2210. All right, I'll trust you. There we go.
It's
You guys
scrolling
have
by again.
questions? Please ask. I get a question ready.
I have questions.
There we go.
Yeah, I have my own questions today.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's do this. Welcome to episode number. That's what I say. And the level. this
One take,
job.
Mike.
Yeah, because we got talking about everything else. You got me distracted. Do I say Happy Wednesday? No, I totally forgot.
He does this every time now lately. He
I know, dude. I'm getting old.
You better
second
start
guess
listening
himself.
to the podcast.
Right?
Episode number. No, I say welcome. That's what I say. Yeah, I got you. Okay, here we go. Welcome to episode number 22. That's not what I say. I Say happy Wednesday, everybody. No, do I?
Do you want me to pull up an episode really quick?
I can't remember. Hang on. Well, hang on. I can figure it out. There, right here.
Maybe this is the time of year to switch it up, Michael.
Right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's after
Yeah.
there we go. Happy Wednesday, everybody. There we go. Perfect. No, wait, that's not it. That's the end.
Oh my god.
Just say howdy. It's Wednesday. Welcome to the
Yeah,
BOGP.
exactly.
Wow. Dead air. We got some dead air going on here, Michael.
Yep. Oh my gosh. I can't believe he doesn't.
Welcome to episode. Yeah. Okay. I can't believe I can't remember that after all these shows. Oh,
Just put it in your Google Notes.
Right? Exactly.
yeah. My Google Notes after 2,200 shows. There we go. That's kind of day it's been. And the thing is, it might.
Okay, that comment by Ronald Lee is great. Ricky's going to be in labor before Mike.
That's what he said. I thought she was on my side.
Story.
Okay, I see how it is.
Story.
It's so true, though.
Okay, here we go. That's funny. Welcome to episode number 2210 of the Be Our Guest Walt Disney World Trip Planning Podcast. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BeOurGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Happy Wednesday to you. And we hope you have not phoned it in this week at work. We were having that conversation before we hit the record button that a lot of folks at this point, you know, if you reach out to them, they'll just say, hey, let's circle back in the new year. Don't circle back with us. Hang out with us. We're going to get you through the polar vortex, which is coming our way here in most of the United States this week. It's cold, but this podcast is hot. We're going to have a good time answering your listener questions. And on top of that, we're not phoning it in because you're not getting 3 podcasters today. You're getting the Fantastic 4. We're all 4 here to answer your listener questions and having a great time doing so. So joining me today from the mouseforless.com. I almost said a Disney World after all.com.
Wow.
It's
We were
crazy.
going back in time.
No
I mean,
doubt.
I still own a DisneyWorldLetterall.com, but I mean, I haven't written on it in a very long time. So
And she's bringing it back in 2023.
no,
So
she's not.
She needs one more thing to do in the new year. We have
Yeah,
Ricky.
She's just having a kid, you know, in 2023. So yeah, there's nothing that's, you know, major happening in her life at all, right? Yeah.
That's, you know, it's I learned when we had Mallory, like the best time to you know, you double down when you have a
Yeah.
baby. Like, you know, it's
Yeah,
starting projects. Like, you know, Mallory 2 months old, we started a podcast.
That's okay. That's okay. I'd like a little bit of time before I start on a new project. I'd like to finish this project first.
Yeah,
I'm still cooking. I'm still cooking this one. But you know, I'd like, so let's finish this one first, and then I can maybe think about other ideas.
Sounds good. So we are, you know, a few days away from Christmas. Christmas shopping done. Everything, because I mean, you know, you're probably a little bit slower this year, I'd imagine. Maybe just a tad.
I move a little slower. Yeah, exactly. Walking through the stores, I'm pushing the cart because, you know, partially it's to help keep myself from moving, and also it's, you know, because I have a lot of things to put in it. But yeah, I think I'm done. I have to do some baking a little bit for my coworkers, but that should be done by the time this comes out. So yeah, but other than that, I think I'm done. Question mark. Now nothing is wrapped. Keep in mind, it all has to still be wrapped and everything. But the shopping part is done. Question mark. There's one person I'm not entirely sure that I'm done with, but I feel like at this point I'm probably done. So yeah.
2 tips. 1, just have your presents ready for the Be Our Guest podcast Christmas Eve exchange, which is going to be on the feed on Friday, you know, so people can take it with them where they travel all around, you know, to grandma's house for their festivities. But gift bags, you know, this is the year where you could get away with it. Nobody would say anything. You know what? Take advantage.
It's true. It's true. But you know, there's something about actually like unwrapping a present.
100%. I mean, I hate gift bags. Like, no, you're totally robbing the joy from whoever you're giving the present to. But I mean, they'll probably understand this year.
Yeah. No, I think I still have time to wrap the presents. So we should be all right. But I mean, I got a wrap. I mean, I go to the dollar store, I buy the cheap dollar wrapping paper
That's
and
right. Yep.
just go to town that way. So it's not like I'm spending a fortune on wrapping paper. It's just the time that I have to spend in actually wrapping the presents. So it's not so bad.
We're both from St. Louis, home of the best rappers, like Nelly.
Like Nelly, exactly. Don't forget Chingy. You gotta add Chingy in there.
Dude, I was in front of Chingy to get him one of my iPhones at West County Mall. Remember, tried to buy his way in front of me. I said, "No way, I don't care."
Yep.
So you're a rapper, I'm a podcaster. We're on even square.
Anyway, yeah.
Let's get the rest of the team introduced here so we can have some fun. Joining us from up in the mitten, where I'm sure it's going to be crazy cold this week as well. Scotty G, what's up, Scott?
Hey, Mike. So you're not a fan of gift bags, but what are your thoughts on pillowcases as wrapping?
Dude, I've never heard of that. I mean, the only thing I know.
You've never heard? Okay, so that's my brother's. That's what my brother does. My brother just grabs a pillowcase and puts something in it and hands it to you. That's what
Is it a new pillowcase or?
Unfortunately, they're not new in pillowcases. They're cleaned.
The question is, does he ask for them back?
Oh yeah.
Okay, got it.
So,
Nice.
And the other question is, did he use them for Halloween to go trick or treating? I mean, that's the only thing I've not heard. Like that's insane.
I mean, it was an old Bob Gardner trademark. Not so much anymore as he's gotten older. But when we were kids, that's how he would wrap my presents. He would put them in pillowcases. So
all right.
Yeah.
That's genius. Actually, I mean, that's great. Dude, he's the original green rapper. Like that's, I mean,
right.
He's a friend of the environment for sure.
Right.
Yeah. So so don't do that either. Don't use the pillowcase. But happy to be here on Christmas week. It's always exciting. We're talking about things that are usually a little bit slower in the office. But what's weird with my company is like you got year-end deadlines and then people take time off and then it just creates a bunch of headache. And you called it perfectly, Mike. Oh yeah, we'll just come back to you at next year. And then that's when I'm normally at marathon weekend, and then the next weekend is Martin Luther King. So these things don't get done till Valentine's Day.
That's true. That's a good point.
So
got it.
But yeah, happy to be
year
here.
End gets pushed back.
Yeah, year end always gets pushed back.
We'll talk.
But happy to be here with the three of you. This is pretty awesome, a rare occurrence, and it's gonna be a cold week. And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And Kate in the live chat said we had pillowcases instead of stockings when we were kids. So maybe
all right, there you go.
Just look at it as Bob was giving extra large stockings. That's awesome. Also joining us, we have the coder of the Magic for Less Travel, Pam Forrester, out Pennsylvania way. Happy Wednesday, Pam. Merry Christmas. What's going on?
Merry Christmas. So I have a few comments. First of all, bags are always acceptable in my world. Okay. Always. And I remember we had a relative that would wrap in like the comics, like, what I mean? Newspaper comics.
Yep.
That we would get that, but I've never heard of the pillowcase thing, which is interesting.
It's interesting.
It's unique.
If you ever met my brother, Pam, you would put those two together.
Put them together. Yes, I have heard about your brother. Yeah. So yes, I know. Like I can picture this almost really. Interesting. We're doing like wrapping, and I swear to God, why is wrapping presents like the hardest on your back of any activity in the world? Like, what happens? Is it the position you're in or whatnot? But anyways,
I don't know, but I absolutely agree with you. It's because you're sitting on the floor usually to do it, right? Yes. And I guess because you don't sit on the floor that often and for that long. But yes, I'm with you. My back is always killing me like halfway through, and I'm like, oh, this hurts. That was before the pregnancy. So, I'm sure with the extra weight this time, it's going to be even worse.
This is why you have daughters, because I haven't wrapped a present in the last 10 years. And also most of the shopping, you just give the credit card.
That's true. I used to do that for my dad when I was
exactly right.
Shopping for him, for my mom.
I have some ideas, and I give a little guidance, but you do not want to see anything I've wrapped. It's horrible. Anyway, so let's
my
get
team this year. Like we always adopt a family like at work, that needs help. So I always kind of coordinate that, and we had like a system this year where it was like a assembly line where everyone had like a part of the wrapping process, and we're all like standing up like around this big table, and that worked out really good.
That's
so
nice.
I know it's kind of hard to do with you're wrapping gifts within your own family, but for people that are being dispersed too, that's not a bad idea to do the assembly line.
I like that
And
idea.
people you could fire, right? People whose like paycheck was depending on it, like that.
Yeah,
True.
exactly.
To do a better job, right? Around here, nobody cares. So that's the problem. Like I can't fire my family. Anyway, first question today is coming from Megan. It says February trip question. Hey, Mike and the BOGP crew. We're taking our first trip to Walt Disney World with my 5-year-old daughter, husband, and my parents in late February. We're arriving on property on the day of the Disney Princess Half Marathon. We'll fly in the day before, so we'll be close by and want to take advantage of our first day without going into the parks. My daughter seems most excited to meet Minnie, so I'm eyeing a character breakfast at Topolino's or Cape May as a great way to kick off the trip. However, I'm wondering if we should avoid the area, particularly Cape May, even though it seems easier to get reservations for since it's near the finish line at Epcot. I don't really know what to expect crowd-wise, but know there will be road closures. If we do eat at Riviera or Beach Club, I think we'd like to hop on the Skyliner and explore a bit. Is this to be avoided after the half marathon? Should we catch a bus from Disney Springs with the road closures or try to drive to the resort in our rental car? Or should we just focus on Disney Springs and our own resort on this day instead? We'll be checking into the Wilderness Lodge. Thanks so much for your help. I have not missed a podcast episode since I started planning our trip and really appreciate all the insight and your fun nature. Thanks, Megan. Well, Megan, you're going to have a great trip, first of all. This sounds awesome. And I love the way you're easing in with a character meal. Your daughter loves Minnie. If it was up to me, I'd probably go Topolino's. Now, we have a lot of us here today, so I'm going to throw this one to Pam first. What would you say, Pam? I mean, as far as the character breakfast, would you go Topolino's or Cape May? Then maybe Scott and I could talk logistics because of the races. We'll be down there.
So I prefer Topolino's over Cape May. Since it came on the scene, it is by far my favorite character breakfast meal. I think just for the choices in terms of those, I think the choices are better. It maybe more unique is a better way to look at it. The choices are more unique. They're not things that you're going to get at every other buffet. Right. I love the setting. I think that it's always great to check out Riviera because I think that it's a fantastic resort and you never know when you're going to be checking out your next Disney resort. So love that. Love the views from Topolino's. Make sure that you go out and check that out. You can usually go out and walk out on the balcony area there and you can see so far. You'll be able to see Spaceship Earth and other parts of Epcot. So check that out. That would be my choice. And I think the characters are just so fun there. They're in different outfits. They're in their Riviera outfits. And that's a really cool thing too. So
yeah. So Ricky, do you agree? Do you agree? I mean, I think the Riviera is going to be the place to go because it's going to be, and I would be able to, I would drive to the Riviera, eat there, hop on the Skyliner and explore because there's no reason not to get on this with the half marathon will have no effect on the Skyliner.
Right.
Like you'll be able to get on that. You can go down to Pop Century, Art of Animation, jump off at Caribbean Beach. You could get over to Epcot, go around the boardwalk area, check that out. Beach Yacht Boardwalk. I mean, it's a great way to ease into your vacation. I'd spend a lot of time on the boardwalk, but between those two meals, Ricky, I mean, are we all? I would go Topolino's too.
The only issues I can find. One, it's extremely difficult to get Topolino's. I mean, extremely, because it's such a good character meal and because it's such a good meal in general. People know about it and they want to go there. So it's a very, very hard reservation to get. I will admit, you have to be on it at the 60-day mark. And even then, like I know a lot of people get sold out there. So it may be a really difficult reservation to get. I mean, I even the day before, because I'm the queen of like looking the night before to see if there's any reservations that's available for breakfast in the morning. It hardly ever pops up for me and the next for the next morning even. So it's going to be a really hard reservation to get. That being said, Cape May is a great choice. However, I think because of the, half marathon that morning, you're going to run into some issues potentially at both resorts, to be honest, with parking, because they probably are going to watch people on the Skyliner. You're going to have to make sure you have a reservation for wherever you are dining, whichever resort you're going to dine at, because they will turn you away just because of how busy it's going to be that day for everybody. So that's something to consider, which makes me actually kind of want to suggest another option just because I know it's going to be super busy at both of those resorts in general. And I'm going to actually make a suggestion of, I know it's not a character meal, and I know you really want to get things started off right with a character meal, but I'm gonna actually suggest Whispering Canyon Cafe. It's a lot of fun. It's so much fun to eat there. The cast members usually have a great time with guests. The more you play up, the more they play up, because then they know, like, hey, these people are here to have fun. These people are here to enjoy the experience, that kind of thing. So I might suggest going, because you're already going to be going there anyway, because that's where you're staying. I might suggest that as an option to consider, just because you won't have to deal with the crowds that much of the marathon, the half marathon weekend. But either of the other two, you're definitely gonna it's gonna be a lot more difficult. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Not impossible, just more difficult. So.
All right, Scott, real quick though on this, just to kind of wrap it, we'll both be there for Princess Half Marathon weekend. I'm just saying Beach Club is the race goes through there, so that's going to be a little more congested. But driving, assuming you have an ADR, you should be able to get parking there, because with an ADR, you're going to get through security. But what is it like? Because you always have a car. Is it impossible?
Yeah, I mean, I'm usually not driving during the race. But
right.
Shortly after.
I wish I could. I mean, that'd be a lot easier.
That'd be a fast race, wouldn't it, at that point? Yeah.
But I still like going to Riviera to Topolino's. I mean, I know it's a hard to get ADR. I mean, and plan for something, at 60 days. But as Ricky was saying, kind of look, as you get closer. Like, I know she's been unlucky. I've been extremely lucky getting Topolino's the night before. It's just Scotty G magic.
You're there all the time, man. You got like a standing reservation.
I do. They do have, yeah.
Yeah, I love Topolino's. So yeah.
But because I think that's going to be one of the easier resorts to get to. Because if I'm thinking about the course, Mike, we don't go down Buena Vista Drive like in that area during the race. I don't think so. That area is kind of like wide open, I would say. So that would be like pretty easy to get to. I would think. Now with Whispering Canyon, like I know you go by on that roadway, I'm trying to think of the name. I can't even think of the road now, like where you would turn on the Polynesian and all that, like going towards the Contemporary. So there might be some congestion with road issues there if you're super early. That's the thing. So like once it's like 7 a.m., like that area should be cleaned out. So you should be fine to go to your resort and like check in. Because I kind of like what Ricky's saying. Like you can check into your resort, have a nice little breakfast there. A good way to kick off the trip, like get your bags held with like bell services, things like that. So Topolino's are what Ricky's suggestion is where I would land.
All right, next question is from Christopher Chabot. He says, all right, it's official. With Splash Mountain's last day now confirmed, I'll be taking a solo trip to get my last licks in. This will be a trip of firsts as well as trip of firsts as well. Booked All-Star Movies, first time, on an AP discount from January 19th to the 22nd. And it'll be my first time at Festival of the Arts with a late night flight Thursday and an early morning flight home. I'll only get 2 full days in. Day 1 is Magic Kingdom, and I'll probably hop to Epcot. But where should I hang my hat for day 2? Any can't miss items for Festival of the Arts? Any pointers on what to expect at All-Star Movies? I've heard shared bus nightmares, but would appreciate any pointers. Thanks in advance and happy holidays to you all. Yes, I've worked with Chris on this, so he's excited to get down there. One last ride on Splash Mountain. And I like that, though, because you get those 2 experiences, Festival of the Arts, Last Splash. I guess you could call hashtag Last Splash. And, just make a weekend out of it, which is what Chris is doing. I think it's great. I have this thing. I was following somebody on Twitter today, and they posted they were checking out of All-Star Music, and they posted a picture as they were leaving of the Calypso buildings, right? I love the aesthetics of the All-Stars. There's something about them that just screams Disney Vacation. I could feel the picture. They're fun. And you know what? I don't think there's bus nightmares, and especially that time of year, I think you're going to be fine. I mean, it might take a little bit of time, but it's not going to be like 4th of July crazy. You're going to be fine. Don't stress about the buses. They're going to be what they are. And you're only going to be there 2 days. It's not going to be there for 10. And I think don't worry about the buses. They're not as bad as you might think. Now, Ricky, let's talk theme parks. He's got his day planned for the first day, obviously Magic Kingdom, maybe hop into Epcot.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what should he do with day 2? And what about Festival of the Arts from previous festivals, or what we know so far for 23? What should he not miss?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm gonna suggest maybe hitting up Hollywood Studios as your day 2. But I am such a fan of Festival of the Arts that, you know, I really could spend like, a day and a half at the Festival of the Arts and be perfectly happy. So it just depends on how much of it you want to take in. So the Festival of the Arts is my favorite festival overall, though. The food booths are bar none some of my favorite food booths that Disney does. They take their time and they really are works of art what they do with them, and they are so delicious too. Like, and I mean, I almost everything that I eat at the festival is just fantastic. So I'm really, and you've got such great artwork going on, that all around you. You've got the wall that you can paint on. There's a lot of things that you can do at the Festival of the Arts that I absolutely adore. If you want to see the Broadway show that takes place at the American Gardens Theater, that's a great experience too. See actual Broadway singers perform Disney songs. That's great as well. So I don't think you can go wrong with the Festival of the Arts. It is, like I said, it is one of my favorite festivals, and I really, I would love to be able to sneak down there this year to be able to get down there. I don't, but I love to be able to sneak down there and get down there because it is seriously my favorite festival that Disney does. So I'll be 8 months pregnant, so I'm thinking that's probably not going to happen for me.
Not this year, maybe next year.
Maybe next year, yeah.
So now, Scott, let me ask you about the All-Stars, especially the All-Stars, but I mean, the values in general. I mean, he's worried about it, but I think he's going to have I think a quick weekend trip for a first time at the All-Stars, great idea, especially solo trip. Like, you're saving money. You got a great deal on this AP offer, and they're just fun. It's great for what he's doing.
Yeah, I agree. Excuse me. I don't do the All-Stars very often, but I just did with our buddy Georgia. Him and I just like hung out for a weekend at the All-Stars, and I tell you, it was perfect. Like, we weren't hanging out at the resort so much. Where we were hanging out at Epcot, which is where I think I agree with Ricky. That's where Chris should spend his second day. Like, you got Festival of the Arts. If you want to get like a Guardian, I'm assuming that you would like Guardians if you like Splash Mountain, maybe a little thrill to both. So try to get a second chance at riding Guardians through the virtual boarding queue and just hang out and enjoy the festival. Epcot is like the coolest solo park, I think, because you can just like wander around, hit some of the food booths and just really dive into World Showcase. So Epcot all the way for me for your second day.
I agree with that, Pam. Any other thoughts for Chris on this quick weekend?
Yeah, I was just immediately, when you read the question, I was thinking, if you want to do Guardians of the Galaxy, you're going to want to be there when Epcot opens, if that's something that's important to you. And there's so much to do at Festival of the Arts. The only other one I would consider is really Hollywood Studios, I think, because you get to do Rise and there's other fun stuff there to do. But then I would hop back to Epcot that night. Right? I will say the other reason I think Hollywood Studios is a good choice too is because of Fantasmic, and it's just recently come back. So that's an option as well. But I think we're all pretty solid in the Epcot camp here. We all love Epcot. There's just something about it. I could just spend a day at Epcot not doing anything other than walking around Epcot, and that's a
Which
really
I've done
good day.
A lot because of being pregnant, and like it's a great day. I mean, we have so much fun. So yeah,
especially that time of year, like in mid-January, like it's really comfortable, most likely. Like, I mean, I've been there in the middle of the summer where I'm like, I'm gonna go back to the boardwalk and swim for a little bit, but like in mid-January, you can like. The climate is usually relatively really nice. So that's a great time to be at Epcot.
You just don't want to over plan. Just go down and you got your goals, Festival of the Arts, Splash Mountain, do some other stuff at Magic Kingdom, do the stuff at Epcot, boom, call it a weekend. Don't try to run around everywhere. That defeats purpose. Okay, Emily is actually in our live chat with us, and she sent me some feedback a couple of days ago about, and this isn't going to, we're getting to the end of the holiday season down at Epcot, down Walt Disney World in general. But she went to the Regal Eagle and did the walk-up candlelight processional dining package, and she gave some feedback. So this would be good for folks that might be doing this next year, just so, if things go the same way. She said, just wanted to follow up about my experience with the same day dining package to be able to help any other guests. We went on December 10th, the first night of Josh Gad, and did the Regal Eagle package. We made our way to the Regal Eagle in the morning to see how to get the package. I say that we were there around 9:45-ish, and there were 4 people in line. So we decided to join since my mom really wanted to go to the show. It was around 11:15-ish, and someone came out and they said they had very, very limited tickets. It ended up they only had 17 tickets. So it sounds like it's not like they have a set amount of tickets. They just have what's left over from the other dining packages from the amount of people that made the ADRs. It was really just luck of the draw. We were lucky the 4 people in front of us was just a family of 3 and 3 single tickets. The one thing we did not know when we would eat, they walked us into the restaurant at opening at 11:45, and we had to order our food, an entree, drink, and dessert right then for lunch and eat then. All worked out for us. We got to decide between the 2 shows, which we did not care. We just wanted a seat. We ended up with the 5th row of the show. We have seen the show many times before from the seats in the back or from standing room, but it was so fun to see the musicians up close, and Josh Gad was an added bonus. Hope this helps someone else. Thanks again for help with the trip. And that was Emily's feedback. So Pam, I mean, this was a new option that Disney had, is added, the walk-up candlelight processional dining package. I think it was also available, as I believe, at Spice Road Table, right?
Yes.
So,
I think it was. I know it was for Eat to the Beat. I don't remember if it was for this one. So
I mean, I think it's something they were experimenting with, right? To just kind of maximize that every possibility of ADRs get filled up for these candlelight processional shows. But I mean, 17 tickets, not a lot, but hey, I mean, it worked out for Emily and the people. This one, like a minuscule percentage of guests are even going to know this is available. But
for sure,
if you're in the know, right? So, I mean, it sounds like it worked out well.
I agree. And I think it's a great option for people maybe who aren't sure that they're going to be there or weren't able to get one of the candlelight processional packages. I know that people do line up and do get in for candlelight processional each night. I will tell you, at that time of year, based on weather and about a million other factors, that is the last thing I want to do when I'm at Epcot. I'm just telling you, you see people starting to line up in the morning, in the late morning. And I guess it's different if you're local. Maybe, I don't know. I'm going to tell you, even if I was local, I can't see myself doing this. I will pay for the package every time. I just will. I think it's worth it. Even the dessert package, which I spoke about at Magic Kingdom not that long ago, I really don't even enjoy any of the desserts just because I'm not like a big dessert person. But it's still one of my favorite things that we do because I love it. And I'm like doing the convenience thing and the not waiting in line thing. So
I mean, time is worth money. Your time,
vacation time's worth quadruple regular time. So.
Right now, my time not worth very much. Sitting here doing a podcast, but I'm at Walt Disney World. Man, time goes so fast, and it's so valuable because you look forward to it for months, and then all of a sudden, it's gone.
Yep.
You want to make sure you get what you're looking for.
Yeah, and you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound, as they say, right? You've already spent a base amount to even be there. The extra amount, it doesn't amount to that much, really.
Well, when you were down there, Scott, you texted me and you were like, the line for candlelight processional. Didn't you say it was like back to almost like?
Yeah, it was the first night, like over Thanksgiving weekend. Like it was back to like France in one direction, which I think are the dining plans, which is even crazier to think. Like they were that far back. And then in the other direction, they're like back to Mexico. It's just like, what is happening?
What's happening?
Back in my day, we called that Hands Across America.
But you know what? So I was not to go off topic. I mean, it's kind of on topic, but I was talking to Elizabeth about this the other day. Just like, talk about the value of your theme park, like the theme park prices are pretty high, right? But like, I think there's so much value and so much worth, especially at Epcot, because you think about all like the candlelight processional, let's build into your theme park ticket. Like, you think about all these like great artists, like over like Eat to the Beat or whatever. Like I saw Boys to Men over Wine and Dine. Like, I didn't have to pay extra for that. That was already built into my ticket. There's like, and if that happened in town, like we're paying like what, $40-$50 a person to go see that. Like there's just so much when I think about like ticket prices, like, like it stinks. It hurts a little bit, but I think there's so much value in what you get. And I'm thinking about Epcot, especially during this time of year. And during all the festivals. There's so much extra stuff that's happening that makes it so much worth it.
And this is totally off topic, but I saw the greatest thing ever on Twitter just a couple days ago because this is by bowl season's awesome. I sent it to Wade and Scott. It was a entrance of a bowl game. I think it was the Jackson State bowl game, and Mickey. So their band is walking into the stadium, right? Their marching band with their drum majors. They're coming into Belle Biv DeVoe, Poison.
Nice.
Okay, so the two drum majors are coming in, high stepping with their batons. Dude, Mickey Mouse is right in there with them, high stepping in. It's like a 13-second clip. I watched it probably 79 times until Pam was like, why do you keep watching that? I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever on the internet. Mickey Mouse is high stepping to Belle Biv DeVoe into a bowl game. I was like, this is what life
and
is.
It wasn't like a New York Times Mickey Mouse. I mean, this was like the mouse. This
game, I think, was in Orlando. I mean, dude, he was marching in his uniform. Oh my God, it was awesome. That's why I love bowl season. Anyway, Chad's got a question here in the live chat, or a follow-up. He says, follow-up to a question I previously asked. I had asked, could you go down Main Street when you enter for one of the Christmas parties instead of on that side path? Again, Chad was bothered by this. And
I remember that question coming up in the live show. Yeah.
When he was bothered about this, I kind of got bothered about this because when you go to the Christmas party, you should be able to go down Main Street to start, but you go down that side entrance to get your goodies. You do this for the Halloween party too. He said, when we entered the Magic Kingdom, I asked the cast members redirecting us to the side path, and they said, no problem. They let you go down. They let you go back later and take the side path to get your ornament. You just have to go back through before 7 p.m. Thanks for all your help and great tips. We had another great trip. So, Ricky, I mean, I understand the logistics, right? They're trying to get people funneled here for the party, there for day guests, and trying to get people out,
Yeah.
I get it. You got to have it's probably like a big flow chart, how people need to come and go. But I mean, this is just me, and I think Chad and I are thinking the same way, right? It's the overall experience.
Right.
Like, you're walking into the Christmas party. Like, you don't want to go down the alley. You want to go down Main Street, USA with all the decorations to get it started. Not, you know what? But I'd have never thought about this if Chad wouldn't have brought it up. So
the alley's kind of fun though. I mean, it's kind of like decorated and stuff. So, and it's more wide open.
Yeah.
That's a way to do it. And I'm glad, and lesson of this, it never hurts to ask.
True.
Right? I mean, you might get the answer you're looking for. You might get no, but I mean, if you get no, you're no worse off than you were in the first place.
True.
That's true.
I mean, when I was a teacher, you got no a lot in my classroom. Go outside today? No, it's too cold. But anyway. All right, got a question here from Renee. It says, Christmas trip. Hey, Mike, love the podcast. Found it after I booked my trip on for August this Christmas and have been listening ever since. My name is Renee, and I'm from Sudbury, Ontario, Canada. It's currently negative 12 degrees Celsius, so 10 degrees Fahrenheit. And we can't wait to be in Disney World for Christmas and enjoy the heat.
It's not going to be much warmer. I'm just letting you know. Yeah. I mean, it'll be warmer than 10 degrees, but it's definitely not going to be a warm Christmas this year. Let's be
you can blame that on my Mizzou Tigers. We're playing in Tampa on December 23rd. And I mean, it's just the life of a Mizzou fan. Like when we got announced, hey, we're going to Tampa for our bowl game. We're like, 80 degrees. We're going to a place where we can wear shorts. Nope. Bring your coats. It's going to be cold on December 23rd in Tampa. Anyway, she says, we'll be at Disney World this Christmas from December 21st until the 28th. We're staying at Port Orleans Riverside, and I really want to ride the monorail and the Skyliner and would like your best plan to do so, as my resort has neither. We'll have an off day on December 24th, if that helps at all. Thanks for any ideas and your time, Renee. P.S. I was going to call in to your call-in show, but not sure if you just take calls or they have to be planned. Take care. Renee, call in anytime to the call-in shows. It's Scott and I, we love calls. I mean, we just be ready to talk anything, though.
It's not scripted by any means. No plans.
We're talking hockey, football. We'll talk anything you want to talk about, but do call any. We're taking 3 weeks off on the Sunday Night Live shows because of Christmas, New Year's, and Marathon. But in the new year, we want to talk to you about your trip. So give us a call on Sunday night. Anyway, staying at Riverside, for one thing, let me just throw in. First of all, I love that you're a transportation hound. You want to do the Skyliner, want to do the monorail. I just got to throw this in. Take the boat to Disney Springs. Yeah. It's one of the best experiences on property. Don't skip this. I'm telling you, when you ride it, you're gonna say, "Oh, that was cool," because you get to go past golf courses. You're gonna go past the tree houses in that like big, panoramic view, especially at night. When you go into Disney Springs, you can't beat it. So take the boat to Disney Springs. We're gonna add that. But let me
Mike,
ask
you should just complete your answer right now because you're halfway there to
I
the
just
answer
wanted,
I was going to
wasn't,
give.
that wasn't brought up, but I just want to throw that in. So Scott, go ahead. They want
Well, that's going to be my answer. So you, on your off day, you take the boat because that is actually the best mode of transportation, in my opinion. I love riding on the Sassagoula River. Then you take it to Disney Springs, and then you take a bus to one of those resorts.
That's true.
So you get, so you're getting all the transportation. You're getting the boat. You take the bus over to, say, like the Riviera. Then you hop on the Skyliner from there, and then you do all that fun stuff. And maybe take the Skyliner to Hollywood Studios and take a bus over to the Contemporary, and then you do the monorail. I think you just make it a day of transportation.
That works. I mean, can you think of anything else? Like, as far as, I like the idea of going to Disney Springs, catching a bus to a Skyliner resort, Skyliner, ride the Skyliner until you're pooped out. But then, getting over to the monorail. How do you do that?
Well, so that's the easiest way when you're going to resort transportation is always going to be take whatever transportation you can to the nearest theme park and then take that transportation to a different resort. That's the easiest way to do it because there is really no transportation resort to resort except for the monorail, which will take you, if you're on the monorail loop, will take you to all of those things. So after you ride the Skyliner, the other thing you can do is take the bus at the resort where you get off there, go to the Magic Kingdom, and you'll have access to the monorail there too. And they're all good rides. I think I love riding the monorail because then you get to stop at each of the resorts and check them out. So yeah,
especially at Christmas time. Like I would get off at each resort and like just explore, like I just did a day of that last month. Yeah. Well, it's so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And just one other thing you might want to consider is to take the monorail from the TTC to Epcot, because that's the monorail ride. I mean, the one around Seven Seas Lagoon is awesome too, because you get to stop at the resorts, but you get, right now, Future World, or, whatever they're going to call, the neighborhoods. I'm going to call it Future World until we have like a ceremony or something, because I'm just old.
It's just like MGM. We'll call it MGM. We'll call it Future
World. 100%.
You get the grand tour on the way in, and you can just stay on it and come right back to the TTC. Like if that's the goal of the day, to ride the monorail, don't skip that loop. That's your longest monorail ride and probably the most fun. So I would say that. Fulton's got a question here. As we're recording, it's his brother Carson's 22nd birthday. So shout out to Carson. Happy birthday out in Indiana. He says, will they be bringing back the Great Movie Ride, or could they bring back Bear in the Big Blue House at Disney Parks next year? I don't think either one of those is going to happen.
No.
But those are the good old days, right, Ricky? Those are two classic attractions.
They are classics. You're absolutely not getting the Great Movie Ride back. I mean, there's no way they're going to be bringing that back, just ever. It's done. And as far as Bear in the Big Blue House, I mean, I know it's had like a tiny resurgence a little bit because I think it's on Disney Plus now. But no, I don't. Again, I don't see that coming back either, in any way, shape, or form. I think that the ship has sailed on both of those, unfortunately. So, but they are good. They were good attractions. So,
never mind.
Well, I didn't even hear you. I'm sorry.
I said that they were on cruise line. I didn't.
Yeah, that's it. They were on cruise line. Yeah.
Kevin's got a question. He says, "Is there a good / preferred seating area for Cirque Drawn to Life?" So I've gone to this. Actually, I went down when they debuted it for a media thing, and I was like, because I'm cheap, right? I'm like, dude, I'm at Walt Disney World. I got tickets to go to the 4th. I got an annual pass. There is no way I'm going to pay extra money to go see a show. I could see all these shows. I could see, name a show in the parks. Like I could see Belle Biv DeVoe or Boys to Men at Epcot. For there. I could see Slippery When Wet. A cover band that does Bon Jovi, whatever. So I'm not going to pay extra. I went to this thing, dude. I was mesmerized. I'm still talking about this show. This show was crazy. Like these ladies on unicycles. It was like they were like a school of fish. They were precise. They were on unicycles, people. And there were like 6 of them. I mean, They could not have been. They were like the Blue Angels. I mean, they were like wingtip to wingtip going around that stage. But they were also telling a Disney story. Like, it was my jaw the whole. I'm glad there wasn't video, because I'm telling you what, if you would have seen my jaw like during that whole show, it was probably, and I was probably slobbering, because I mean, I was just like, I can't believe what I'm seeing. Like, I got a box of popcorn on the way in. They handed us one. I didn't even eat the popcorn because I forgot about it. Like, it was a crazy good show. And I guess all circus shows are like that. I don't know. But I was just like, this is nuts. Like, just because the whole thing I was thinking, because Mallory does, like, she does competitive cheer. And so there's like levels, right? Level 1, 2, up to 6. And level 6 is like insanely complex stunting and stuff. And I'm like, these people in the show are like level 10, and somebody's gonna get stuck in the ceiling or get stuck in the rafters on these back and forth seesaw things where they're flipping. Somebody's gonna get hurt. I'm hoping these people are professionals, and I know they are, but I was like nervous. I was scared. I was astonished. It was awesome. And here's the biggest, I haven't answered this question. In that theater, I think every seat's awesome, because for real, like, the way it's built is everybody's kind of wrapped around the stage, and it's built like vertically. So I don't think I mean, I sat in kind of the cheap seats, I thought. And I mean, I felt like I was just right on top of the stage. I was not close. But I mean, I felt like somebody could have shot right up into my seat, like with a bad angle. It was crazy. Pam, have you seen a Cirque show in that building?
Yeah, for sure. And I feel very much like you did, where there really wasn't a bad seat in the house. There's a little variance, I believe, in price depending on the section that you're going to be looking at. So when you look to purchase those tickets, of course, if you're paying more, then you're going to get a better seat, period. But I don't think that you have to worry too much about that. They do a great job. It's really artistry and gymnastics and music and the marrying of all these things to just create these incredible shows. So
it was unreal. It was hard to describe. Like, I called my wife right after the show. I'm like, whew, like, they got to be exhausted. Like, I can't imagine they can do like more than one show a day. Like, that's nuts. Okay, last question of the day, because we're running a little tight. Patricia's got one. Headed down to Walt Disney World on January 18th. We have 3 days in the parks and 1 break day. Would you keep the break day or add a 4th park day for Animal Kingdom, which we currently don't plan to visit? We'll have a 1 and a 5-year-old. I would like to know where you're staying, because if you're staying at the deluxe, definitely take the down day, because you're going to have an awesome pool for sure. I mean, really, I'd probably take the down day anyway, but little kids love animals, and Animal Kingdom's got to know that's your favorite park. So you're probably going to say go there. But I always say take the down day. 3 days in the parks is probably enough. I don't know. I'm going to say take the down day. Let's take a vote. Let's like, Twitter's been all about votes, it seems like, over the last 48 hours, good or bad. But I'm not going to resign, depending on what this outcome is.
Saratoga and Floridian split stay is what she said.
Oh, dude. Okay. Stay. Go. You're paying for these nice resorts. Take the down day and go swimming. I mean, because I mean, it's still January, but the pools are heated. There's lots to do at those resorts. Definitely, I say stay 3 theme park days and enjoy your resort on the down day. Okay, I'm going around the horn here, because we got the 4 squares like we're Brady Bunch. Pam, what are you saying?
Gosh, I'm so torn on this, because, but I'm going to say go ahead and take the down day, as long as you have park hopping and can visit all the resorts, because I think I would hop a little bit on my other days. So
good call, cheater. Okay, Ricky, what do you got?
I know I always cheat.
Yes, of course. I am actually going to suggest taking the Animal Kingdom day. Animal Kingdom has such great, like you said, little kids love the animals, and there's a lot of great exhibits for the family to kind of go through and see. Even though there's not maybe a lot of attractions that the kiddos can ride necessarily, I still feel like there's so much to see at Animal Kingdom. And then if you end up leaving early, because goodness knows the park closes early anyway half the time. So if you leave early, then you can go like split your day, so then you can have like the rest of the day at the hotel. I feel like that would be a good like happy medium. So I'm gonna say do Animal Kingdom, and then I'm gonna say enjoy the evening at your resort.
It's a good point. She's just like 2 great resorts, and I want her to make sure she has time to enjoy the amenities. So, Scott, final words on this. What do you think?
I mean, just add on 2 more days.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
No, actually, Ricky just stole my answer. Even with the reasoning. 1 and 5-year-olds, I think it's great to go to Animal Kingdom. That time of year too is going to be a little bit cooler, so I think it's more enjoyable. Like do the safari multiple times, even because like that's my favorite attraction at Walt Disney World because it's different every time. Like it's a lot of fun, and the 1 and the 5-year-old will just be in amazement, just staring at all there is to see on the safari. But to what Ricky was saying, I was like going to say, even if you don't have Park Hopper, that the park closes kind of early at Animal Kingdom, you come back to the resort and you enjoy the resort at night, and you get a little bit of both that way. So that would be my final answer. So we tied. We need to take it to the listeners, Mike, for a poll.
That's right. Be our guest, Mike. Let us know, what would you do, and we'll retweet it out there for Patricia and her family. No, seriously, we'll see how it goes. And I think that what that says is, you really can't have a wrong answer. If you go, night, enjoy your resort, but if you take a full day, that's great too. You can just chill out. I mean, especially when you're at Saratoga, go over to Disney Springs, and spend some time there, get a meal, do some shopping. There's a lot of entertainment over there. Go bowling,
I mean, if Saratoga, you can go to 5 different pools in one day. I mean,
right.
I know.
Just live it up.
Right.
So
That'd be
many.
so fun. So that's going to do it for today.
Oh, wait. Rhonda Lee is asking if Rafiki's is open. And yes, Rafiki's is open. I just wanted to throw that out there. So you can actually do the Animation Academy out there now, too. So that's something to...
Okay, so you are awesome because I don't know how you got Rafiki's out of what Rhonda Lee typed in there because I thought that said Ricky's. Is Ricky's?
I thought I said if Ricky's open.
I actually, you know what? That's totally like dyslexic on my part, and I'm not dyslexic, but I totally read it as Rafiki's. So
it's good. That's awesome.
I missed the misspelling of it. So
Rhonda Lee might be knocking one back tonight while she's listening. I don't know, but okay, we'll go with that. No, we love Rhonda Lee and we appreciate.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but I that was another thing I was going to suggest was good to go to Rafiki's anyway. So I'm glad that Rhonda Lee brought it up, even though nobody knew what it was except me. So
sideways train. I mean, what else can you say? It's pretty awesome. All right, so as I was saying, we're going to wrap this one up. And hope you'll join us on Friday because Friday is our traditional show. I talked about this on Sunday night. This is the show. It's a tradition in our family. Mallory makes us listen to the Christmas Eve in the Be Our Guest Podcast Studios episode as we drive to my in-laws out in Moscow Mills, Missouri for Christmas Eve. So this is a show my family listens to every year together in the car. It's about a 45-minute ride where we exchange our gifts to each other for the year. So join us on Friday for that and take it with you over the weekend as you travel. Don't forget, our podcasts are always brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. Let me just say here as we kind of get to the end of 2022, I just want to thank all my guests over at the Magic for Less over the past year. You guys have been awesome. It's been a privilege to help you plan trips really all over the world. Folks have traveled to South Africa. People have traveled to South America with Adventures by Disney. I've had guests sail every Disney Cruise Line ship all over the world. A lot of folks have traveled to Disneyland this year, especially a lot of first timers, just like myself. I think I got a little excited about Disneyland. I think a lot of our listeners have decided to take that plunge themselves, and I've helped them plan those trips to Disneyland. I'm very honored to get to do that. And of course, many, many trips to Walt Disney World. So I just want to say thank you for that opportunity in 2022. And of course, we're going to do this again in 2023. We're going to make it an outstanding year. There's so many new things to experience. Of course, Tron's coming your way in 2023 at Walt Disney World. I think Walt Disney World is going to add a steam train in the coming year. I think it's going to be a new attraction, something never done in a Disney park. No, it's just that long that we haven't had.
Yeah, we haven't had a train. Yeah.
Hey, tunnel. The tunnel is going to be the coolest.
The tunnel's going to be really cool.
Let me just tell you.
Get on that train because the tunnel is new, and they're going to be like, "What's in the tunnel?"
No, I got to tell you how we do it in St. Louis. This is another St. Louis thing because we have a train at our St. Louis Zoo, which by the way is free. If you ever come to the train's not free. You got to buy.
The train is not free. The zoo is.
The zoo's free, but we have 2 tunnels in our train at St. Louis, and it's a little miniature train, so it's real tight anyway. But when you go in the tunnel, you got to go like everybody screams, I guess, because it echoes. Ricky, can you confirm?
No, I've never ridden the train.
Shut up! You are not from St. Louis. You've never been on the train.
No, I've never been on the train.
You just lost your St. Louis card.
Sorry, my bad.
There's like a few, like you gotta go up in the arch, and you gotta ride the train.
I've gone up in the arch. I've just never ridden the train at
Oh
the
my
zoo.
God, I can't believe you've never been on this mini train.
Sorry.
Oh,
No.
it's the greatest thing. Anyway, that's what we do in St. Louis. When you go through the tunnels, everybody loses their mind and goes, ah. So maybe we'll start doing that at Walt Disney World. I don't know.
Maybe.
We'll
Who
see.
knows?
You heard it here first. Anyway, magicforless.com, standing by, even when everybody else is just circling back in the new year. We don't play that. We're ready to help you plan a great vacation. So check them out today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. That supports everything we do throughout the year. And a huge thank you to our patrons over at patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You'll get that bonus show every week called Mike in the Midwest. So hop on over again, patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. All right, give us a follow on the social media. Pam's at TMFLTPam. Ricky's at Ricky Nibs, RIKKINIBS. Scott's at Epscott, EPSCOT. I'm at Be Our Guest Mike. We love to talk to you on Instagram and Twitter this week. And of course, no live shows for the next 3 weeks, Christmas, New Year's, and Marathon Weekend. But we'll pick those up as we get back from, well, if we all survive Marathon Weekend, we'll pick those up. We'll see how that goes. I can't make promises. It's going to be kind of ugly this year, but we're going to have fun anyway. So anyway, we'll be back again on Friday with Christmas Eve in the Be Our Guest Podcast studios. Can't wait. What gifts will we give? What gifts will we receive? It's going to be fun. So for Pam, Scott, and Ricky, I'm Mike, wishing you a very happy Wednesday and a Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, because Hanukkah's going on as well. Hope you're having a great celebration there. And we'll talk to you on Friday. So stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right, let me save that one. And
Yay.
we are going to go dark.
Sorry, guys. But it's a surprise.
I'll say it's been dark for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It's very dark
Yeah,
here.
it's here too now.
It's so sad.
Mhm.
But you know what? We're hitting the winter solstice this week. The days are going to start getting longer.
I know. I need that to happen. It's like
I know.
4 o'clock, and I'm like, I guess I'm tired.
I
Yeah.
know, right? Yeah. I don't want to go back outside. It's dark now. Yeah.
I know.
Didn't you-
Brutal.
I mean, I leave work between 4 and 4:30, and it's depressing when it's dark
Yes, it
already when
is.
I'm driving home to work, from work.
I know. It's like, oh.
You just saving.
And you know, they had a shot at changing in daylight savings time.
See, I don't
And
want
they
them to
blew
change it though, because I do like to have something to look forward to. Like I do
No.
kind of like time changes. It's something to look forward to.
No, it's not.
No.
It's
Yeah, I don't want
It's,
to change.
No.
That's nothing to look.
not. No, there's nothing to look forward to. They blew it. They
Mike, I'll give you
totally
something.
blew it.
We can come up with a different thing for you to look forward
Yeah,
to
let's
twice a year.
we'll look forward to something else.
I'll
I
We'll
was
send
gonna-
you
like create another faux holiday and
Yes.
stick it in there.
We can just send us
I-
some Cheryl's cookies, and then that'll be something.
Exactly.
Oh,
All right, I gotta go get some wrapping paper. Hold on, let me go get something so that I can pretend like I'm opening presents.
Can I just like wrinkle up this piece of paper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that.
Okay. Okay.
I just don't have paper.
I'm
now.
using the
I don't
good stuff this year because my studio is right next to where the stash is.
Hold on.
yeah.
Hold on. I got my paper right here.
Got it. You got the pillowcase.
He's gonna.
Yeah.
he's gonna-
Hey,
You're like,
hey, Brian.
Pillowcase.
Brian, will you go in the extra bedroom? and
Don't
get-
steal that one from me, Ramen. When I open up yours, it's gonna be in a pillowcase.
Nice, nicely done.
hang on 1 second. I gotta run to the restroom real quick. I'll take it.
Oh,
Hold 1 second. You got too many cokes. I'll be right back.
I'm the one who's pregnant, and I'm not running to the bathroom. I mean, I probably should, but I'm.
But he kept us live too.
He did. We gotta make sure that he takes this off.
Yes.
Yes.
He's gonna make
Thanks,
some
babe.
awful noise back there.
Wait. Oh, it's Brian. He's coughing. Oh, you mean Mike? We could hear awful
Yeah.
noise. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes. Whoops. Will you? Yeah, get the cats out of there. At least there's no bed for them to hide under anymore. Oh no, wait, there's a bed for them to hide under now. I forgot we moved the bed. Thanks, babe. All right, I got my tissue paper ready. Da-da-da.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right.
All right.
Oh, good.
Make sure you get us off live.
I will. Hang on.
Ooh.
I'm yawning
All
because
right.
it's been dark here for the last
Yes,
5 hours.
exactly.
Yes.
I haven't
Probably.
seen the sun in a very long time either.